Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second part of Etsy for Business, brought to you by the Elmhurst Public Library. Today, we are going to go over more of the advanced settings inside Etsy when you have a shop selling stuff. I'm going to be going over on how to sign into Etsy, how to sign up for selling, and then we're going to go over the inside of what's called the shop dashboard. The first thing that you want to do is go to Etsy.com. And if you don't already have a sign-in for Etsy, it will ask you to create an account. But to start that, you would have to go over to the right-hand side here, and you would have to sign in. Once you're signed in, this is what it will look like. It'll give you welcome back, your name, and then up on the top here, you'll have all of these different icons. This icon isn't available to you yet because you don't have your account set up to sell on Etsy yet, but you might have it if you already have set it up. If you don't have this, you will probably see something that says sell on Etsy. You will click there and you will come to these 5 dots right here are things that you need to set up in order to start selling on Etsy. So once you get those set up and started, then you will be able to get into the shop manager and into the dashboard, and then we can go from there. Once you get logged in, it will automatically bring you to your shop manager. If you aren't in the shop manager, that is going to be the small icon on the top right-hand corner that looks like this little guy right here. Click on that if you're not already in the shop manager. When you go into the shop manager, it automatically brings you into what's called the dashboard. It will bring you into an overview of everything that's going on in your shop. At the very top here, this is a quick little rundown of what your stats look like in your shop compared to the year previously. You can change it to be all channels. You can just change it to Etsy.com, or if you have a pattern website through Etsy setup, you'll also be able to view that here. Then you can change it from last 7 days to any of these. We're just going to keep it on the last 7 days for this. At the top here, you can actually see a brief rundown of everything that you will find in your stats page. You have the total views, visits, orders, and revenue from the last 7 days, and it also compares it to that time range of the year previously. Underneath that, you will find your Shop Advisor. Shop Advisor is just a few things that give you kind of a detail of what's going on in your shop. Underneath your Shop Advisor, you will find your shop's checklist. These are just a few things that Etsy kind of recommends to you. Underneath that is something called recommended for you. These are just from Etsy that they think they would help you further your shop a little bit. They cycle through these every so often, and they will continually change, and you can always click on them at your own time. Underneath that, you'll find a summary of your orders and your listings. Orders will always show you view all orders, and it will also give you a rundown of any new ones that you have or any that are in progress. And then with the listings, it'll give you a breakdown of how many you have active, how many have expired, and how many you've actually sold out of. Underneath that is your recent activity. This is going to be any activity from buyers that have either favorited your items, purchased your items, or left you a review on an item that they have purchased in the past. Next, we're going to cover the listing. So on the left-hand side here, let's go ahead and click on listings. In here, you'll be able to see any listings that you have created already. Along the top here, you'll be able to search by any information that you might need to search by. Next to that, use a quick button to add a listing. You can see underneath here, it says quick edit. Quick edit will take you in, and you'll be able to edit the titles and all of this information for each one of these really quick and really fast. You can change this to be on or off. If it's off, all you see are the pictures of the item. how many you have in stock, what the price is, and when it expires. If you turn it on, you get a little bit more information of each item. At the bottom of the listing, you'll see this little gear, which gives you more options. You can also see that there's check boxes. When you check the boxes of any of these items, you'll see that this little number changes. This shows you how many listings you have selected, and there's a little drop down where you can select all the listings on this specific page or all of them within your entire shop that are active. You can also deselect all. When there are ones selected, these highlight. You can renew, you can deactivate them, you can delete them all in one go, or you can edit all of these different things at once. You can explore that on your own time. Right now we have it in the grid pattern. You can change that to a list pattern, and that will have it more laid out in a list rather than a grid. Underneath that, you can sort by different options: expiration date, price, stock, and title. You can filter based off of the listing status. You have active, draft, expired, sold out, and inactive. You have featured listings. When you click on that, it will show you which ones you have featured. How you know if they're featured is if this little star on the bottom of the listing is yellow. You can manage these. You can change the order of them, and that the very top one will be the one on the far left on your front page, and then the one on the bottom will be on the very far right. If you're in your active listings, to feature an item, all you have to do is click on these little stars, and that will add them to your featured listings. Underneath featured listings, you will find sections. You can add up to 20 sections in your shop to help buyers find specific items. So you can actually filter by these different sections if you have them set up. If you go into any one of these, you will also see that these change to be the amount of active, sold, and inactive or expired within this specific section. You can manage your sections by clicking on Manage. Here's where you will add any sections that you want. You can rearrange them. I do suggest keeping them in alphabetical order. It helps people find things. If you click and drag them, you can rearrange them. And also, if you just click once, you can go in here and change the section title or delete it. If you want to add a different section, you go down here to the bottom and hit Add Section, and you'll put in the new title here and hit Save. Underneath that is more filters. In more filters, you'll be able to find that you can filter by shipping profiles, production partners, or even tags if you have tags set up. And then underneath that, you will see where it says Sync to Square. This only shows up if you have a Square account attached to your Etsy. Next on our list is messages. This is going to be very similar to any email account that you might have. You're going to be able to search on the top. You can hit an auto reply over here. By turning it on, you can enter in an auto reply that will be sent within this specific time range after a buyer contacts you. You can also compose a message next to that. For this, you would need to know who the recipient is and then put in the subject and a message. Under here, you'll find frequently used saved replies. You can do saved replies. It only shows the first three, and then here you can find all of your saved replies. Within the message, you can also see here where you can upload an image. And then along the side here, you'll be able to see your inbox, your sent, all of your messages, anything that's unread, spam, trash. And then these are going to be labels that you can actually use to filter specific messages into. And then also, if you click on messages, you'll see that you can trash them. You can mark them as unread, read, mark them as spam, archive them, or here's where you can create the labels and add any messages to the specific labels that they pertain to. You can also select all of them by hitting this one or deselect them all. by hitting that one more time. Orders and shipping are going to be next. It will bring us to our page where we can find all of our orders and everything like that. So the breakdown of this page is along the top, you'll be able to search through your orders. Along the top here, you'll see new, in progress, completed, and a little edit pencil icon. In the little edit icon, you can add a new step and you can rearrange them like we did with the sections in the listings. Over here, you can change how many orders per page show up. Along the right-hand side, this looks very familiar compared to the sorting options that we had in our listings. You can sort by newest, ship by date, destination, or oldest. You can see when the ship by date is. You can sort by destination, and you can also sort by eligible for Etsy shipping. When you do get an order in, it'll look like this on the page. It'll have when it was ordered, it'll have the name of the person, the order number, how much they paid, if there was any sale on it, when you have to ship it by, what type of shipping they paid for, and it will show you the listing they bought, how many they bought, and any specific variations on it that they purchased. Over here, you'll see where it needs to be shipped to. And then if there's a little orange box next to it, that's a little note that the buyer has added to it as well. If you click over in the right-hand side in some empty space, it will bring up more information about the specific order. Now, when you do click on something, you get more options along the top here. You get the get shipping labels, you can update the progress, or you can print the orders or mark as gifts. Our next stop is going to be our stats. Underneath stats, you will find a breakdown of all of the activity that is happening in your shop. Along the top here, you'll be able to change the time range. To get the best idea of how your shop is performing, you want to pick either the last 30 days or this month. Underneath there, you'll be able to see how many times people have visited your shop, how many orders that have been placed during this time range, the conversion rate, and the revenue that you've made from that. And you can click on any of these and be able to see a nice graph. And you can scroll over the little dots and be able to see how much you made on those specific days. Underneath that, you'll be able to actually click and toggle this little switch, and it will give you a second line that will show you last year's as well during this time range. So you can compare how you are doing compared to last year. Also, it gives you this little information underneath that show you how you're performing as well. If you scroll down, you'll be able to see how shoppers have actually found you. If you want more of a breakdown, you can also click on here and be able to see a little bit more information. And then under here, for every single listing that you have, it'll show you that if it's active, you can change it to active, expired listing, or sold out. But it will show you how many times each one has been viewed, how many times it's been favorited, if it's been ordered, and how much you've made from that item. And this is all based off of this time frame up here. The next stop on our little adventure today is going to be finances. So if you click on it, it'll bring up payment account, payment settings, QuickBooks for Etsy, TurboTax for Etsy, and taxpayer ID. Unfortunately, most of this stuff I cannot go over today because this is all personal information and I cannot cover this for privacy protection. But you can find all the information on all of these in the Etsy Seller Handbook that I will cover later. Also, each tab has an explanation of what is underneath it, underneath the title of it as well. Underneath finances, you will be able to find marketing. Marketing also has a flyout menu that has the different information that goes with marketing. At the very top, you will find search analytics. This is in beta right now. This will show you your traffic based off of the Etsy search resulted in a sale, order value, and total earnings from the specific searches. Underneath that, you'll be able to see how people have found the specific items, how many impressions, total appearances in a search, where it was positioned in that search, how many times it was visited, the conversion rate, the revenue you made from those specific searches, and also which listings came up based off of this specific search people put in. You can filter this. The ones with the check marks are the ones that are showing right now. You can add visits per impression. You can visit how many orders were placed or the average order value. Next in marketing, we have Etsy Ads. This is the paid service. You can pay per day. How this works is this comes out of the payment account that you can read about in the seller handbook. You put in the amount that you want to pay per day here and click this button. Once you do, you agree to these policies. You can read those on your own if you decide to do it. And then underneath that, you have a time range that you can set to see how it worked. So let's do this year. You can see that I made $37 off the Etsy ads, how many views came through, how many clicks were made, and how many orders I made. If you have the revenue to do this, I would say give it a shot. Etsy ads will put whatever listings that you want to promote further up in the search. When you start a campaign, you actually get to choose which listings you want to promote out of the ones that are active in your shop. And then if they are clicked on, that is when you get charged. The next one down is sales and coupons. Sales and coupons are great because this will help you bring buyers in sometimes. You can create sales and coupons, and it will help you track to see where your business is coming from. Down here, you'll see the overall performance of any individual sales or coupons you have. And then underneath that, it will show you all the different offers that you may have had, and if they're active or not, how long they've been running, how much revenue you've made from them. And this is all based off of this time frame right here that you can set. So you can also click on any of these details to see the details of it. You can also see that this one on the bottom is a sale that was run in the past, but it's inactive because it's grayed out and it doesn't have the little active icon next to it. When you create a new offer, you get the option of running a sale, send the offer to interested shoppers, or create a coupon. To deactivate anything, once you have something active, you can see the details and manage it. It will bring up here where you have a link. You can copy the link and send it to people. You can deactivate it down here, and it will show you actually a breakdown of what it is, and it'll also show you the included items, and it will show you how many were sent, how many coupons were used, and what the revenue you've created from it. The next down here is social media. Social media is going to be where you can promote your listings. You can actually promote your promotions too. So to do this, select any one of those by hitting the share, and then you can pick one of the photos that you want in the posting, add a caption, and then you would hit next. It'll ask you if you want to send it to your Twitter, your Instagram, or your Facebook. You can select any of those, and then when you do, it would say post and continue. On the top here, you can actually see guidelines and tips. You can create a new post. You can see which social media accounts you have attached here. And then custom web ads. If you upgrade to Etsy Plus, you can get a custom web address that would be like a regular URL that you would hit, like Amazon.com or Etsy.com, except for it would be yourshopname.com. Underneath marketing, you will find one that's called integrations. Integrations will let you integrate different apps into your Etsy. Some of these you might find useful if you're planning on using like the QuickBooks. You can use TaxJar, which is another app that will help you with your bookkeeping and taxes. Some of these are paid for, some of these are free. If they are free, they will have a little icon underneath them that shows free. And then you can click on See All underneath any one of these categories to be able to see more. And if you click on one, it'll give you the information about what this particular integration will do. And then if you want to learn more, you will click on this. And if you want to manage it, you go here, and this will show you which integrations you have on your Etsy shop already. Underneath Community and Help, you'll be able to see another flyout menu. You can also see at the top that it will take you to a page that's outside the Shop Manager. If you click on Teams or Forums, it'll take you to this site. This site is the Etsy community site. In here, you can actually search for a specific thing that you have questions about, and you'll be able to see answers of like questions people might have had that are similar to what you're asking. Underneath Teams and Forums, you will find Etsy Help. Etsy Help brings you into this one. This is where you can type in your question if you have a question, say, about turning on vacation mode or how the search works. So let's search for SEO, which is Shop Engine Optimization. And it will bring up all the stuff in Etsy Help for you to peruse. The next one under Help is the Seller Handbook. This is going to be your go-to for anything that you need to know about running your Etsy shop. You can do a search through here, or you can even go down here and get the articles from here. But depending on which category you're looking for, you can scroll through here and find which article you want. You can scroll down and you can actually see the new articles as well that have been posted recently. And underneath that, you'll be able to see site updates. Next one, underneath the Seller Handbook, is Shipping Help. Shipping Help will give you a rundown of what types of packages you can use, different dimensions, what an irregular package is, the breakdowns of what flat rate and regional rate are. You can click on domestic shipping and it will give you a breakdown of the prices, the speed it takes for each one of the methods. Same for international. It'll give you a breakdown of that, and then any additional services you want. Under Shipping Help is Cases. So there's two tabs, one that have been reported by you and one that's been reported against your shop. If you have any that have been reported against your shop, it will show up here, and it will give you kind of a rundown of what has happened that has caused this person to report you to Etsy. For example, someone didn't get their package in a specific time. Instead of contacting you, they thought they needed to report you to Etsy, which can be a mistake, and you can reach out to them to fix the problem, or you can fill in information regarding the case. Underneath Cases is Site Policies. This is all the terms of use and the privacy policies for Etsy. For the sellers, you can click on Sellers, and this is all of Etsy's policies for you to follow. So I would say this is going to be a big thing that you need to look into. And then lastly, in the help and community, is Contact Us. This is where you can contact Etsy about anything you need to know. The final on here are going to be the settings. Also has a flyaway menu, but at the very top you will see your subscription. This is where you can either keep your free Etsy standard or upgrade to Etsy Plus. It will give you a rundown of the differences between the two and the price cost difference as well. Underneath that, you have info and appearance. This is where you will put in your shop title, which is kind of your slogan, your shop icon, order receipt banner. If you're selling in local markets, and here's where you can link up your social media accounts. And then if you want to add a shop announcement, you can put any information into that you want. And then underneath that is a message to buyers that goes out to people who purchase items. It is included on the receipt pages and in the emails that they receive once they buy something. And then if you sell digital items, this is going to be the message that is included in their email. And then next to that is your shop policies. You can, if you accept returns, toggle this, exchanges, you change when to contact you, you accept cancellations, click any of these, and then a refund or exchange policy welcome message goes into your page. Payment policy, shipping policy, additional information that you might want to include, and then private receipt information as well if you need that. And then your shop name. The shop name, you can change at any time. We'll show you currently what your current shop name is, and then you can put your new name here. And it gives you a rundown of all the different stuff that you need to know about when your shop name is changed. The next one in the flyout menu is about your shop. Here you can add your shop members. If it's just you, then you'll probably only have one, but if you have other people working in the shop with you, you can add them to it and add a little profile about them. You can put a story for your shop. You can put the headline and then like a little rundown of how your story got started. And you can also add a video in here to give people kind of to get to know you a little bit better. And down here you can put shop pictures, put a caption, add the photo here, and then on the bottom you'll find the shop links for the different types of links that might pertain to your shop that you can add as well. Next is options. Options are if you allow people to rearrange your shop to their viewing pleasure. You can have it set to custom, or you can disable it and it will be the most recently listed. You can set if people can make custom order requests based off of certain listings, enable or disable it. You can offer gift wrapping, set a price, show a picture so they know what to expect with the gift wrapping, and kind of give a rundown of it. And you can also disable that here. You can offer a gift message. This is where people will put in a message where you will print up and put on the package itself for them. You can round your prices for international buyers. Enabling this will round it up to the closest number. And then you can automatically translate your listing based off of international shoppers or people who don't speak English as their primary language. You can learn more about which supported languages Etsy has right here. You can also have if shoppers are able to see your sold listings or not, and then you can set your time zone. Next over is setting vacation mode. If you decide to go vacation, you can set your shop to vacation mode. That way people can't shop while you're gone, and you can give them kind of an idea of when you'll be back and when they can start shopping again. And then also you can set up a message auto reply to be sent while you're on vacation, letting people know that you are on vacation and that you won't get back to their message right away. Web analytics. This allows you to attach your Etsy analytics to Google Analytics using a web property ID that you get through Google. You can learn more about that right here underneath this listing and in this information right here. You can download data pertaining to your shop. They'll come through as CSV files. So this one, you can download a CSV for your currently on sale listings with the description and the price and everything, and it will download it into a CSV file that you can then open in spreadsheet applications like Excel or Google Spreadsheets. And then underneath here, you can specify the CSV type, and then you can specify which month of which year you want, and then you hit download and you get a CSV for that specific information. And then you can also take your data with you. You can download all this if you are planning on closing your shop or need it for some specific reason. You can download your shop settings or download your reviews. And then if you ever decide that you don't want to have your shop anymore, you can also close it here. They will ask you for a reason, and then you'll close shop, and it gives you an information over here of what happens with your shop when you do close it. Shipping settings. This is where you will find free guarantee for people. This just guarantees to people that on items of $35 and up would be free shipping guarantee. You can read through this at your own time. Shipping profiles is where you would set up any shipping profiles for specific items. So you have a lot of items that weigh under 8 ounces. You can create a shipping profile here, and once you have a profile created, then you can edit it and change anything throughout the time that you have it, and then you would name it. And then when you create listings, you can add the listings to it that way. You can also add that in the listings by rapidly changing it as well through there. And then next to this, you'll see how many active listings are attached to these specific profiles. And you can click on that number to be able to see which listings are attached to it. Package preferences, this is for when you are creating a shipping label. You can create a package preference here, as well as in the portal for the shipping labels. And then you can delete it or edit through here. Rates and upgrades, you can have shipping rates or post office rates if you want to pay for the retail rates and go to the post office. The shipping label rates are the rates that you get with the commercial rate by using their portal. Shipping upgrades, you can enable it if they can upgrade to, say, Priority Express or FedEx. And then shipping label options shows you the information that would be created on the shipping label when you print it out. You can have the download formats. You can pre-fill them, or you can fill them out yourself. If you are sending things international, you can have them sign it for you, which is just an electronic signature. You can have custom descriptions for your customs forms going to international places, and you can have a default label presets as well for domestic and international. Underneath that is production partners. If you have a production partner, you want to add this here to be as transparent with your customers as possible. Otherwise, they might just assume that you make everything in-house. But if you have items that you work with a production company or whatever, you want to add your production partner here, and then you connect it to listings and put in as much information as you can about your production partner. What they do, what their role is in the design process, that kind of stuff. And then you would save it, and then you'd be able to add that to the listings that you have production partners on. OffSite Ads helps you reach across the web. You can find more information on this and by clicking on this link here. Languages and translations, if they speak another language, you can actually start translating your shop here. You can find more information about it right here. And then Facebook shops. If you have a Facebook or Instagram shop, you can verify it here. The last things I want to cover are going to be the sales channels. Sales channels are if you have a pattern shop, which you can learn more about in the Seller Handbook. It'll show you your Etsy shop here. That'll send you to your Etsy shop. If you have a Square account attached, it'll take you there, and you'll be able to sync your listing, choose your location, disconnect it, and then it has frequently asked questions underneath that about Square. And then if you want to own your own website, you can learn more about that pattern that I talked about by clicking here as well. Then on the very bottom, you'll see your name and a pop-up window where you can go to your account information, your profile, or you can sign out. This is all of your personal information that will be used as a seller and as a buyer on Etsy. And then the two little arrows next to that, you can minimize or maximize the side menu. And that covers pretty much everything that you need to know in the Shop Manager and the Shop Dashboard and all the settings for selling on Etsy. If you have any more questions, please feel free to email us at reference@elmlib.org, and we would be happy to help you out. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.